Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashrita Singh. I'm an international medical graduate from India and I am here today to talk about the PLAB 1 exam. Alright, why am I talking about this exam? I gave my PLAB 1 exam in the May of this year and right now I am in UK to come and give my PLAB 2 exam here. The reason I'm making this video is because since I've come here, I've realized that there are so many people, who come from the same college, who have so much guidance and their seniors to tell them about this pathway and what happens. But on the other hand, what happened to me is when I decided to do the PLAB pathway, there were only 4 or 5 people from my entire college who were doing this pathway. Everyone else was either on the path to NEET or to USMLA. So there was so much of miscommunication and misinformation out there that I was not really sure that what is the right pathway, what exactly is PLAB, how do I study for it, and I really struggled to get that information. So as I said, the reason I'm telling this information or I'm making this video, and this is my first ever video, so please bear with me if there are any problems with it, is so that you guys have a person who can answer your questions. So if you have any questions which I have not covered in this video, you can just message me. I'm going to attach my Instagram ID right here. Just message me on Insta with any questions you have about the PLAB journey, the PLAB 1 exam, PLAB 2. I have given my PLAB 2 exam and I'm currently waiting for my result while I do a clinical attachment here in the UK. So if you have any questions regarding that process at all, feel free to message me anytime on my Instagram and I will try and get back to you in no time. So this is me trying to tell you on how you can pass the PLAB exam in the first attempt. Okay, here we go. PLAB stands for the Professional Linguistic Assessment Board exam, and PLAB is divided into 2 parts. There is the PLAB 1 exam and the PLAB 2 exam. Right now in this video we will be talking about the PLAB 1 exam. The PLAB 1 exam is a multi-choice question exam. It will test you on different subjects. Which subjects are these? These are the subjects which we normally study during our MBBS journey. So these are around 20 subjects, the most common being medicine, surgery, pediatrics, obs-gynae, and even some non-clinical subjects, anatomy, physiology. So it is a combination of both clinical and non-clinical subjects which you will be tested on. Okay. Having said that, where is PLAB 1 conducted? PLAB 1 is conducted in various countries across the world. I will attach the list here. This is directly from the GMC website and I will attach the link in the index below as well. So you can go and see where the different exams are held. However, how to book the PLAB 1 slot is a different concept and we can have a different video on that if that's something you are interested in, and how to book a slot. I was telling you guys, now the PLAB exam is going to be replaced by the UKMLA exam, which is the United Kingdom Medical Licensing exam. So what is the difference between the PLAB and the UKMLA? The GMC has given a guidance on how to prepare for it and I will attach the link to that guidance here and below as well. So what is important in the UKMLA is the GMC has very categorically said the preparation for the exam, the eligibility criteria for the exam, and everything will remain the same. The only change will be that even the medical graduates who have done their medical school from UK will have to give this exam to start their training, number one. And the second difference in how they are going to conduct the exam, which is on their level, is going to change. The preparation, the syllabus, and the course structure of the exam will remain the same. So if you are studying for the PLAB exam, please continue studying the same exact way. There is not much difference between the 2 exams. So what's important about this exam is that the PLAB exam is an MCQ exam. There will be 180 questions which you have to answer in 180 minutes. That means you'll answer 1 question per minute. And as PLAB exam is an OMR exam, so you will have to fill the OMR sheet on the sheet itself. So in 1 minute you have to read the question, read the PLAB values, compare with the reference value, think about it, answer the question and mark the answer on the OMR sheet, which is a huge task to do in just 1 minute. They say if you are able to complete the exam, you will clear the exam. The PLAB 1 exam is a time management exam. You will have to study accordingly. An exam of time management. So if you have a lot of knowledge but are unable to finish the exam, it's not going to be of much help. I recommend that you do as many practice questions as possible and try put a timer so that you are answering one question in 1 minute. Okay. I also want to mention that PLAB 1 is a licensing exam. What does that mean? That PLAB 1 or now UKMLA is just the exam that you have to clear to be able to be eligible to practice as a doctor in the United Kingdom. It is not a residency exam. It will not get you directly into residency. Then what is the difference between PLAB and USMLE? As mentioned, PLAB is a licensing exam for you to practice and be licensed as a doctor here. On the other hand, USMLE is a residency exam. You get admission directly into different residencies and are, start your journey for your masters. So that's the major difference. What are the resources for the PLAB 1 exam? There are a number of resources available in the market right now. There's PLAB Keys, there's PLAB Verse, there is Plabable, there is Med Revision, and I believe Road to UK has also, taken out a new question bank. So I'm just going to talk about what my experience has been preparing for this exam. And as I mentioned, I did clear the exam in my first try, and I know there's a lot of chatter out there that the PLAB exam is a really easy exam. Guys, let me change that thing for you. PLAB is not a easy exam. It is an exam that you have to study for. You cannot go in blind and just expect to clear the exam. I do recommend that you study for a good 3 to 4 hours a day for at least 3 months to be able to clear this exam easily. My experience, how I studied for the PLAB exam, is like this flowchart right here. So I do recommend that you start studying from the PLAB keys and then move on to the Plabable question bank, and then we go to Big Box. So in detail, the resources that I recommend, number one are the PLAB keys. The PLAB keys are the series of notes available on each subject. So once you've done with these notes of the PLAB keys, we move on to Plabable. What is Plabable? Plabable is a question bank available. You will have to buy the Plabable subscription, guys. I do highly recommend that you go ahead and buy that. So many people have already asked me, is Plabable enough? Will you be able to clear the exam by just Plabable? I just did Plabable and PLAB keys, and I was able to clear the PLAB exam with a margin, so you can do it too. The questions are so similar that I do highly recommend that you do the Plabable question bank and then give your exam. You'll feel so confident when you're filling your exam because you will think, oh, I've already practiced these questions, this is nothing new. Source available is the Plabable gem. What happened in gems is that they have new information available which is generally not present in PLAB keys, so it's like a new information. So how I recommend studying is, like, let's say you start with surgery, you do the notes from PLAB keys, you read surgery from PLAB keys, you move on to the Plabable question bank. Each subject has their own questions, so you solve all the questions from surgery. Okay, or you read the subject from PLAB keys, go and read the gems, Plabable gems of surgery, and then do all the questions. So this depends on how much time you have. Okay, so if you want to clear the exam in just 1.5 months, just do PLAB keys and the questions. That's it. No need to do anything else, and it should be more than enough. If you have a good 3 to 4 months, as I've said, you can go with PLAB keys, Plabable gems, and Plabable. There are a number of more resources in the market. I did try a few of them, but not that they're not good, they are equally good, and these are the ones I recommend. If you are doing other resources, I'm sure you'll be able to clear with that as well. Just make sure, as I mentioned, that you do time management and practice one question in 1 minute. Okay, in Plabable, there are a few mock questions as well. These exams, is what I was saying, is very similar to the real exam. So when you're practicing these questions, do try and finish it off in 150 minutes. And if you are scoring above 82 to 83 in the Plabable mock exams, you're good to go. You're going to clear the exam. Don't worry about it. Okay, and now the main thing, the big marks. What is the big marks? The big marks are a series of questions or a question paper which you have to buy separately, and they simulate the real exam. I do recommend that you do minimum of 1 big mark. 1 to 2 big mark is like the maximum you should do. I don't recommend doing more than that. There are certain questions in the big mark which you will never have seen before. They're brand new information to you. I don't want you to get discouraged by those questions. That is just supposed to simulate that in the real exam there will be some questions which you've never heard of, questions which you've never done. It is just supposed to prepare you for that. You do not have to learn those new questions or be discouraged with that. Just go with what you know, and you know it. Alright, talking about the passing marks for PLAB. Generally, the passing marks of Plabable range from between 113 to 118. However, it depends on the exam you've had. So let's say, hypothetically, people in FEB had a particularly difficult exam. The passing grade would be much lower. Hypothetically, it would be 111. On the other hand, if people in May had a really easy exam, then the passing marks would be on the higher side, 118. So if you are in the exam hall and you suddenly think this exam is too difficult, I have never done this. Remember, the other people around you have not done it as well. If you don't know it, they don't know it. If you know it, you're gonna clear it. So don't be discouraged even in the exam hall if you don't know the answers. It is an exam which is dependent on the level of the exam. The passing grade is dependent on the level of the exam, and you will clear it. Do not doubt yourself even for a second. So how to clear this exam in 1.5 month? Let's say you started studying 1.5 months before the exam. You had some reasons you were unable to study. I recommend just doing the PLAB keys and the Plabable question mark, and that's good, more than enough. PLAB keys, Plabable question mark, big mark, enough. If you believe that you don't even have time for that, just do Plabable. That is a slightly risky move, but if you don't have time and you just have a few weeks to go, just do Plabable. The questions from Plabable really prepare you for the exam, guys, and you'll be good to go. So don't worry about it. Have a good day. If you have any more questions for me, just let me know. You can, as I mentioned, message me on Instagram or write in the comments below. And I am here to help you in every part of the way. And yes, so I never am unable to speak. I always speak a lot. Pelli video na karte. But they lagge don't know. And I'm so scared.